One of the questions I'm receiving the most by far currently is what little tool pops up in your live stream when you take notes. It's basically my to-do list app, and the productivity system behind it, the thoughts behind it, the concept, whatever it is. I will get to that in this video. I want to talk about the productivity system that I use, why I use it, more importantly, what's the problems that I'm trying to solve, which tools I use, books that I recommend if you want to go, dig deeper into this topic. So yeah, let's get into it. First thing that we need to talk about is the problem itself. So I had trouble sleeping basically. Whenever I closed my eyes or just sat down and didn't try to not think about work, I thought about all of the open to-dos. Like there was always something popping up. I need to do this tomorrow. Don't forget this and this. I need to urgently do this week, etc. There were so many to-dos, and that's because I had just a lot going on. I had a side project, a full-time project. I had private goals in finance and health. I had relationships, and even like I needed reminders, for example, for presents for my partner and things like that. There was no mind space for me to think about this or get reminded about it. So this was, suffering. It sounds weird, but it really is not a state I want to recommend anyone to be in. So if you can relate to that a little bit, then this video might be for you. And maybe I can give some inspiration on what you can do about it, because I feel much better today. I have a system in place that helps me also calm down and rest my mind, because your mind needs rest. When you rest your mind, you will have creativity for new solutions for the business you are running, or you will find new problems that you want to solve maybe, or you can just play a video game or find the present that you want to give to your partner for the next birthday. Like whatever it is, your mind needs some space to think about that and get creative. And if you have to-dos all day every day in there and try to remember everything, then this will not work. There is no space for that. And I had this for many months and years. So what I will show you today is definitely something that I can recommend. It works very well for me, and maybe you can pick some parts of it that might improve your situation as well. So to rest your mind, to be able to turn off work, like even doesn't matter how much you have to do, doesn't matter how stressful it is, and there is always the next crisis, especially if you have your own business, to stop and ignore it and play with your kids, or be at dinner with your friends without checking your phone all evening on whatever is happening on your business. That needs a system around it, so you are able to cut work off like that. So that was very important for me, and there is something like the science behind it and everything that made complete sense to me when I read that, and I tried it, and it works very well. So you can turn off work with your head full of to-dos, and the concept behind it is that you have kind of a thought cycle. Like let's say you have a to-do and it needs to happen, and maybe you know this, that when you delegate it, for example, at work, you give it to a coworker or you give it to your partner, then you can forget about it because it will be taken care of. You maybe have also written down notes at some point, like you've written down on a piece of paper and pinned it to your screen, for example, on a Friday, and you were able to forget about it over the weekend because you knew you will find that pin on Monday. Or maybe it's the fridge or wherever you keep notes if you have them. But if you abstract that away, it's basically a system that you and your body and your mind fully trusts that the to-do will resurface. It will not be lost. If you don't trust that system, you will always have it in your head. And that's exactly the thought cycle. So my problem was, I had a lot of to-dos, a lot of thoughts, but no system to put it in where I can trust that if it's in there, it will not be lost. It will be there again. For a lot of people, that's the calendar. So you don't think about meetings that you have next week. Usually, you don't try to remind, okay, wow, I have this meeting. I definitely have to be there. You have it in your calendar. It will pop up with a reminder. You know that system. You trust that system. At least that's what I introduced when I had started to have a lot of meetings. With to-dos, it's basically the same. So you need a system that you can, it doesn't matter if it's Post-its, if it's a to-do app, if it's your assistant that you tell everything and he or she will remind you about every to-do. Not very scalable, I would not recommend that. But anyways, you need some sort of system, and this can be anything, whatever works for you. For me, I wanted to have a digital, and I wanted basically an app for that. But that system is basic, everything is in there. My to-dos for work, my to-dos for side projects, my to-dos for other projects, my personal to-dos, my goals for various areas in my life. I track everything in there. So if it's not in there, I will forget. So that is really my trust system. That means my my thought circle is completed. Like, I can forget about work. I can forget about work when I go to the playground and play with my kid. I'm not thinking about the to-dos I have to do because I know they're in that system. And if I go back to work, I look in that system and it will tell me, what do I need to do today? What do I need to do tomorrow, etc. Now, it sounds like you're very dependent then on that system, but that's exactly the point. You are dependent on that system, and therefore you get freedom from all of these to-dos, from this overwhelming list of things you need to do when you want to, turn off work, when you want to turn off your mind, when you want to relax and not work. So that's exactly the point. And I will show you how I use that tool. That tool is called Things. I will show you the website later, but let me first share my screen and show you how that looks like for me. So this is basically how it looks like for me. I have some categories here and I have my to-dos for today. What do we have in there? We have, I want to plan next week. Like, how do my days roughly look like next week? I have an article from The Verge here about a feature on the Mac that I want to check out. I need to buy a MacBook Air for a new employee. Later today, when we record this, there is a live stream happening. So I want to tweet about that, and I want to tweet about some things for Paket. And this is the video that I'm shooting right now. If we look in here, we have the intro, the problem that I want to have. Now I have exactly this open on the other screen as well as my notes, basically. So recording this video is in here as a to-do. Now, if we, how do I, like the thing people were asking were in the live streams, how do you take notes so fast? So there is a shortcut. I press Option T, then this little thing pops up, and I basically say to do, to do, whatever. This is a test, and then I have another shortcut for, let's say, I want this today, save, and that's it. And now it's in here, right? And I can cross it off, and it's out again. So that's it. It's very fast. I can type in very fast, add new to-dos very fast, and it's all in the system. Now, I can schedule to-dos for any time, and they will show up. If I click on scheduled here, like I have the tool in German, apologies for that. If I click on scheduled, I will see the to-dos for tomorrow and next week, etc. But I will not click on here because a lot of these to-dos are private. That is also one of the reasons why it took so long for me to make this video, because I had to clean it up a little bit. A lot of the to-dos in here are, of course, private or confidential, so I can't show them in a video. But there are a few things I can show, and you can explore the tool for yourself. It's not a subscription model and it's not free, so you have to pay for it. I paid for it on my iPad, on my iPhone, and on my Mac. Like, it's three separate apps. I purchased them all because the tool is now very central to my workflow and my life. So I use it on every device, and I use it daily, every day. Every day when I wake up, get to work on my desk, I look at this tool first, and it's the last thing I look at after work, because I will clean up things that that I didn't finish today. I will put in a new date where I might tackle it or anything like that. Now, I have categories here. As you can see, I have my goals here. These are like life goals, that I want to achieve, so very far out. There are private things like relationships, health, finances. These are like big pillars of my life that I want to take care of. Now, this is a whole separate topic about goal setting, but I basically try to improve in these areas. I want to, and I need to always remind myself, to build relationships, to call some friends every now and then, and not just when we meet or anything, but just call and have a chat. Of course, with my partner as well, health, taking care of myself, being it meditation, being it sports, things like that, finances, how much do I save, how much do I invest, what are my goals, my saving rates, things like that. Emotions, that's things like doing things out of my comfort zone, like going rafting or bungee jumping or an outdoor trip or whatever it is. Job things, I want to be a better leader, I want to be a better business builder, or want to get better productivity, things like that are in here. Personal development also, about my own personal journey. I have the projects here, Paket, of course, Geoman, Minimal Empires, all these things that you know about, that you follow me for, I guess, that I'm sharing and building. Off Summit is basically it's officially it's the holding company above all of these projects, but more importantly, it's this YouTube channel, it's my Twitter account and things like that. I put that under Off Summit because that is basically me personally and not any particular business. And then I have bookmarks here, things that I want to write about, ideas that I want to realize. These are basically projects or businesses that I think are worth pursuing and thinking about, books that I want to read, presents that I want to make. Like whenever I think about, oh, that would be a good present for that person, I can guarantee you I will forget when there is an opportunity to give a present to that person, like a birthday or something. So I will write it down. So whenever there is something, someone I want to give a present to, I will look into that list, and hopefully there is an idea in there, a very fitting one. And then we have some references here, product building, leadership, self-improvement. Whenever I read books or do courses or anything where I learn things that I want to remember, I will add my notes in here and have them pop up every now and then. So you can basically put reminders in here, like please show up like every 2 weeks to remind me and read that. So there are things like specific marketing principles, or that I want to reach out to specific idols of mine and like just to, talk to them, be around people that inspire me. And those to-dos will pop up once a month, for example, automatically with this tool. So I'm doing that again, right? It's not that I'm doing it once and then forget about it. I'm doing it and next month they show up again. These are things where I think it's worthwhile to do them over and over again, over many years, and they will add a lot of value to my life. So yeah, things like that. Now you can create tags here. For example, if I search for 2022, I have the trophy icon emoji here, and this is basically my goals for this year. Now, this is not completely up to date, but you can see there is don't eat so much shit, fasting and sport. This is in my health section. I have a reminder here for personal development, and that I'm ready to quit this year to go full time on this journey, which to anyone who follows me knows that I did that basically a month ago, or 1.5 months ago. I went full time on this journey. So awesome. One goal achieved. Now I had goals for the past years. You can see here, this one is one that I carry with me since 2019, and it's not something to ever cross off. It's just a reminder, what is how does the person looks like that I want to be, like some specific items. I think it's a good exercise to write down like how I want to be. Now I will not open this, it's very personal, but it's a reminder. I read that every now and then to remind myself, that's especially true for sports, for example. Whenever I slack off, when I, not do workout or routines and things like that, this is always a reminder. Sumit, you want to be a person that is fit, that is healthy, that can play with their kids without breaking, down, sweating and everything. It's a good reminder for me. Now, yeah, this is the app. I gave you a rough overview. There is a lot more to it, like the log and things like that. But I want to encourage you to check this out yourself. Let me quickly draw the website there. Now this is the website. I will put it into the description so you can see it. You can take a look at the video. It's a great app. It's actually made in Germany as well. I visited the team once in their office. And yeah, I like it a lot. I can totally recommend it. It's only available for Mac or for Apple, the Apple ecosystem. Yeah, so definitely something to check out. And the system that I mentioned before, and the app. Let's start the other way. The system that I mentioned before is from the book Getting Things Done. I will also link that below. So Getting Things Done is a very technical book on that topic. Now, I would recommend to read it for anyone who wants to dig deeper into this topic. But this helped me a lot, and you can go completely overboard with this stuff as well. But I took out, the things that work for me. I tried a little bit, and I found a system that works for me. Now, I'm not 100% rigid on this, but every, let's say, 2 weeks, I try to clean up the system, the to-do list here, because things pile on, things are out of date. So every now and then I try to clean that up, delay things that are not important, remove things that are simply, not a priority anymore, reprioritize everything, etc. So read that book if you are interested in it. I can definitely recommend it. And after reading that, like, I used things before. I started to use this as a to-do app. Then I read that book and then noticed, or I think I noticed, I don't know if it's really true, but I have the feeling that this app was basically built to be a system that accommodates this concept in here. Maybe that's also why it was called Things, Getting Things Done. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't asked the team, but I feel like it matches exactly the concept and how the system works described in that book. You can match that basically exactly with the tool. So it fits very nicely together, in my opinion. And yeah, I definitely would encourage you to check it out. So I hope this was helpful. I hope I answered everything. Let me quickly check my to-do list to see if there was anything else. The system, the things demo, and the references, getting things done and things. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got something out of it. As you noticed, as I mentioned before, I'm now full-time on this journey. So actually the YouTube algorithm is something that we need to be together. So thumbs up and subscribe. This will help me a lot. And other than that, I see you in the next video. And leave a comment if you know the app or if you have a different app that might help one of the other viewers. And let me know if you tried it and what you think. Looking forward to see you again in the next video, and have a good day. Bye.